Hi class, how are you today? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Let's move on. Alright, so the learning target for today is to find angle measures using parallel lines. If you know that two lines are parallel, there's actually a lot you can figure out through that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's get started. Alright, so first we're going to start with some vocab. First is complementary angles. Complementary angles are angles that add to 90 degrees. So if you say have a 40-degree angle and next to it is a 50-degree angle, those two are complementary. They will add to 90 degrees. Next are supplementary angles, which add to 180 degrees. Essentially, they make a straight line. So if you have a 70-degree angle and it's next to a 110-degree angle, they are supplementary. Next, we have a transversal. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines. So here's a picture, and here we have two lines, and they are cut by a transversal, because it intersects this line and it intersects this line. So this right here is a transversal. Alright, so now we're going to have a little bit more vocab, but we're actually going to look at a picture here. So here we have two lines cut by a transversal. And I'm going to say that those two lines are parallel. I'm going to mark it by putting arrows on both those lines. So these arrows right here say that these two lines are parallel. Some books will make them look like triangles or color them in. As long as we have something there, it marks that they're parallel. In this picture, this transversal cutting these two parallel lines make 8 separate angles. And I've named them all 1 through 8. So first let's talk about where the angles are. So exterior angles are the angles that are on the outside of the parallel lines. So see, I have a parallel line here and a parallel line here. We're looking for the angles that are not in between the parallel lines. So 1 and 2 are on the outside. They're above the parallel lines. And 7 and 8 are below the parallel lines. So neither of those are in between them. So those are our exterior angles. So I'll write them. We've got angle 1, angle 2, angle 7, and angle 8. Those angles are the exterior angles. Then we want to look for the interior angles. Those are the ones in between the parallel lines. 3, 4, 5, 6. These ones here. Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6. So now we're going to talk about pairs of angles and their relationships. So the first set we have is same side interior angles. So what that means is you look for angles that are on the same side of the transversal, the ones right here, and we're looking for the interior ones. So these are all on the same side, and these are interior angles. So angle 3 and angle 6 are same side interior angles. There's also another pair of same side interior angles, 4 and 5. They're on the other side, but they're on the same side as each other, and they're on the interior, the in between the parallel lines. So angle 4 and angle 5 are also same side interior angles. And same side interior angles are supplementary, meaning those two angles will add to 180 degrees. So if you add angle 3 and angle 6, they will add to 180 degrees. Same with 4 and 5. Next, we have same side exterior angles. So again, you look on the same side and you look for the ones on the exterior. So on the right side, we have angle 2 and angle 7. They're on the same side, but they're on the exterior, the outside. So angle 2 and angle 7. And the other pair is angle 1 and angle 8. Angle 1 and angle 8. And once again, they're on the same side, both the same side angles, the same side interior and the same side exterior are both supplementary. So again, if you add angle 2 and angle 7, they will add to 180 degrees. Same with angle 1 and angle 8. Next we have the alternate interior angles. So these are angles that are in the interior, so in this area, but they are on alternate sides. But they're not on the same parallel line. So if you look here, angle 5, its alternate is angle 3. It's the one diagonally across from it. So angle 5 and angle 3 are alternate interior angles. So angle 3 and angle 5. The other pair is angle 4 and angle 6. And with alternate interior angles, those are always congruent. So angle 3 and angle 5 are the same, and so are angle 4 and angle 6. Then the alternate exterior angles, again, you look for the exteriors, these and these, and you look for their alternates. So angle 2 and its diagonal across, angle 8. So angle 2 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles. And then the other pair, angle 1 and angle 7. And just like the same side ones were supplementary, the alternates are congruent. So the alternate exterior angles are also congruent. So angle 2 is congruent to angle 8, and angle 1 is congruent to angle 7. The last one, corresponding angles, I think is the most difficult to visualize. So corresponding angles, if you look here in the shape, the first parallel line, the top parallel line, makes 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second parallel line also makes 4 angles. 5, 6, 7, 8. So, if you were to take the bottom 4 angles and move them up so they're on top of the top 4 angles, angle 6 would be on top of angle 2. Angle 5 would be on top of angle 1. Angle 7 would be on top of angle 3. And angle 8 would be on top of angle 4. Those are corresponding angles. The ones that correspond to the same spot in the other parallel line. So again, as I said, angle 1 to angle 5, those are pairs. Angle 1 and angle 5. Also angle 2 and angle 6. Angle 3 and angle 7. And angle 4 and angle 8. So those are always corresponding. And corresponding angles are always congruent. Because if you took that bottom part and put it right on top, it would completely lay over and everything would be the same. So you're going to need to know the difference between all these and what the pairs are and what their relationship is. That the same side interior angles are the ones that are on the same side and inside the parallel lines, and that they're supplementary, and so on. You'll need to know all of these. Alright, so let's look at this picture again, and I'm going to give you one of the angles. I'm going to say angle 1 is 110 degrees. And I want you to find all the rest of the angles. And you're going to have to use the properties that I just showed you. So, with angle 1, we know that is 110 degrees. So, first thing I want to look at is, let's look at all of the angles that, using the properties we just learned, and maybe some other properties we already know, that are congruent to angle 1. So, angle 1 is right here. Well, I remember corresponding angles were congruent. So, angle 1 is in the upper left-hand corner. So, in the other set of parallel lines, I have to look in the upper left-hand corner. That's angle 5. Those two are congruent, so I know angle 5 is also 110 degrees. Then, using another property, one that we actually learned last unit, angle 1 and angle 3, those are what are known as vertical angles. Remember those? They are congruent because they're made by intersecting lines that are opposite each other. So angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical angles. So those are congruent, so that's also 110 degrees. Then the other one that I remember that made things congruent, angle 1 is an exterior angle, while the alternates made things congruent. So angle 1 is an alternate exterior angle to angle 7. They're both exterior and they're on opposite sides, so alternate exterior. Those are congruent as well, so I know angle 7 is also 110 degrees. Alright, so those are the ones that are congruent to angle 1. Now I want to find the ones that are supplementary. So looking at angle 1, I need a supplementary angle. Well, the ones that were supplementary were the same side. So angle 1 and angle 8 are same side exterior angles. So I know they're supplementary. They add to 180. So if angle 1 is 110, angle 8 must be 180 minus 110, which is 70. So angle 8 is 70. Then, from angle 8, angle 8 corresponds to angle 4, because they're on the bottom left. So angle 8 and angle 4 are congruent. So that's also 70 degrees. Yes, that was the bell. Next, we want to look for alternate exterior angles. So from angle 8, the other exterior angle that's on the opposite side is angle 2. So those are congruent. So angle 8 is 70, so angle 2 is 70. And then, finally, the vertical angles again. Angle 8 is vertical angle to angle 6, so those are congruent. So those are also 70. And we just found all the angles. Notice, half of them are 110, half of them are 70. Alright, so that's it for the lesson today. Once again, please remember to take notes on the entire lesson, and take a picture right now of your notes and send them to eBackpack. Thank you. Have a good night.